Happy New Year, everyone, as we step into a brand new year filled with hope, reflection, and new beginnings. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're sharing a story that perfectly fits this season of renewal, the powerful and life-changing story of Mary Magdalene. She was once broken, forgotten, and bound by darkness. But, through grace, her life was completely transformed. This is the story of redemption, devotion, and a love so strong that it made her the first witness of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. She was not a queen, she was not a scholar, she was not born into honor, yet she became the first witness of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, a role that changed history forever. This is the story of redemption, devotion, and a love so strong that even death could not silence it. So, who was Mary Magdalene? She came from the town of Magdala, near the Sea of Galilee. The Bible tells us something remarkable about her. Jesus had cast 7 demons out of her. This means Mary once lived in deep spiritual torment, bound, broken, and rejected by society. In her world, people like her were ignored, feared, and condemned. But Jesus did not see her past. He saw her pain, and with a single act of mercy, he set her free. After her healing, Mary didn't just walk away. She followed Jesus. She became one of his most devoted followers, traveling with him and supporting his ministry. While others questioned, doubted, or misunderstood him, Mary stayed close. Her loyalty wasn't loud. It was consistent. She followed Jesus not because of what he gave her, but because of who he was. She was drawn to his message of love, forgiveness, and hope. Her life, once defined by torment, was now defined by devotion. She found her purpose not in a grand title or public role, but in quiet, steadfast service. Mary, along with other women, provided for Jesus and his disciples out of their own resources, demonstrating a practical and heartfelt commitment that went far beyond mere curiosity. This transformed life from a state of utter brokenness to one of meaningful service is a testament to the profound change that grace can bring. Mary's story wasn't just about being healed, it was about being given a new identity and a new direction. When Jesus was arrested, most of his disciples fled in fear. Peter denied him. The others scattered. But Mary Magdalene stayed. She stood near the cross as Jesus suffered and died. She watched the nails. She heard his final breath. Imagine the pain, the horror, the crushing grief of watching the person who saved you, who gave you a new life, die in the most brutal way imaginable. Where others ran to save themselves, Mary remained, anchored by her love and loyalty. Her presence at the cross was a silent, powerful declaration that her faith was not just for the good times, it was a faith that could withstand the darkest moments. Her love did not disappear when hope seemed completely lost. She stayed through it all, bearing witness to his final moments, sharing in his suffering in the only way she could. Early on the 3rd day, while it was still dark, Mary went to Jesus' tomb. She wasn't expecting a miracle. She was going to anoint a body, to perform a final act of love and respect. She expected death. She expected grief. Instead, she found the stone rolled away and the tomb empty. Confused and distressed, Mary ran to tell the disciples. Peter and John, who came, saw the empty tomb, and then left. But Mary returned alone, weeping outside the tomb. She couldn't leave. Her heart was tied to that place. Through her tears, she looked inside one more time, and saw 2 angels. They asked her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She told them they had taken her Lord. Then she turned around, and saw a man she thought was the gardener. He asked her the same question. "Woman, why are you weeping? Who is it you are looking for?" Still blinded by her sorrow, she begged him to tell her where they had laid Jesus' body. Until he spoke her name, Mary. In that one word, everything changed. The voice, the tone, she knew it instantly. She recognized him. Jesus was alive. Can you imagine that moment? The shift from the deepest despair to the most overwhelming joy. It wasn't a ghost, it wasn't a vision. It was her rabbi, her savior, standing right in front of her, risen from the dead. In that powerful moment, Jesus chose Mary Magdalene to carry the greatest message in human history. He told her, "Go and tell my brothers." In a time when a woman's testimony was not considered valid in a court of law, Jesus entrusted the news of the resurrection to her first. He commissioned her to be the very first evangelist of the good news. She became the apostle to the apostles, the first person to proclaim that death had been defeated and hope was alive. She ran from the tomb, no longer weeping, but with a message that would change the world forever. "I have seen the Lord." So, what can we learn from Mary Magdalene's incredible journey? Her story teaches us some powerful, life-changing truths. First, your past does not disqualify you from God's purpose. Mary came from a background of deep brokenness, yet she was chosen for one of history's most significant roles. Second, faithfulness matters more than reputation. While others were known for their bold speeches or prominent positions, Mary's quiet, steadfast devotion is what placed her at the center of God's plan. And third, those who stay closest in suffering often see the glory first. Mary didn't run from the cross, and because of that, she was the first to see the risen Christ. She went from bondage to freedom, from brokenness to purpose, from the shadows to the center of God's greatest miracle. Mary Magdalene's story reminds us that grace rewrites our stories. No matter where you come from, no matter what you've carried, no matter how broken you feel, your story isn't over. Just as he did for her in that garden long ago, Jesus still calls your name. He sees you, he knows you, and he offers you a new beginning. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. We have more powerful biblical stories coming your way. Thank you for watching.